Look at the picture. See the skull. Visible Frankenstein controls. The Brain Thoughts broadcasting radio. The Frankenstein earphone radio. The latest new skull reforming to contain all Frankenstein controls.
Today's episode of Frankenstein Control is brought to you by Crustus Finster's Party House of Empty Cans. Swing on by through the big double barn doors and come into a place of wonder and magic and potential tetanus. Our empty cans are guaranteed to have their lids still on them and sharp as ever. Jump for joy, right into the pit. Slide right in, get cut up. It's a fun time if you want a disease. You don't know where the cans come from and you don't need to. That's why you select Crustus Finster's Fun Time Party House of Empty Cans.
What's Crustus Finster's social distancing policy?
Crustus Finster has no social distancing party because Crustus Finster is inside all of us.
And then your chest bursts open. I'm Crustus Finster!
That did happen this morning. It hurt a lot.
Yeah, I had to clean it off. It sucked.
It was 1 part blood, 2 parts baked beans.
You're mostly green inside. I didn't know that.
That was weird, yeah.
I
wonder what that green shit on your kitchen floor was.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, now you know.
I missed the spot.
It's a large spot. In fact, it's a hole in the kitchen because it melted clear through the linoleum. Welcome to Frankenstein Control.
Aren't you glad you're washing
Aren't you glad you're washing
your hands?
Yes, washing your hands
For at least 20 seconds.
Sing Steven Universe. In fact, that's what I do. Taylor Russell. I sing Static Shock's theme song while I wash my hands. To my right is Ada Ship.
I'm Ada, and I wash my hands in human blood.
And in front of me, as always, is B-Rye.
I'm B-Rye, and the only experience I have getting cut by metal is from when I was about 12 or 13. Me and a couple guys I knew. One was a guy I used to hang out with a lot. He and this other friend of his and I went into the sewers under Chartridge, which was the neighborhood behind the neighborhood that I grew up in.
More like Chartridge.
And there was like an open storm sewer, and like you could go through the tunnels into the highly dangerous storm drain network underneath the neighborhood, which we probably shouldn't have done. And we lit a bunch of fires under there.
Now that part you shouldn't done.
Using random debris and stuff in a lighter that one of the guys had sourced from somewhere.
What about all the methane? Just
we set a bunch of fires down there.
They had a canary.
And then at one point, one of the guys threw the lighter that we had been using to set the fires into one of the fires, and me and the other guy ran away, and in doing so I hit my back on like a corrugated rusty metal sheet hanging down from the ceiling of the sewer, and it did leave a mark, and it kind of hurt and scared me, but it like did it through my shirt, so my shirt absorbed the blow, so like the metal itself didn't make contact with me, so I was fine.
Yeah. It was like that scene in Lord of the Rings where Frodo gets stabbed by the giant spear, and he's like, oh! And everyone's like, oh, Frodo! And he's like, and it's like really funny, and I laugh every time it happens.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and that is exactly what it felt like. And that was a topical reference back then, because this would have been around like 2002, 2003 when that movie had probably just come out.
Oh, okay. So you were inspired to dig greedily and dig deep to find the Balrog.
We did, and
when you couldn't find him, you made one of your own.
We did.
And now you used to live with him.
You know what we awoke in the dark.
Okay, so
Shadow and flame.
Speaking of shadow and flame, what the fuck did you light on fire down there?
Random old bits of twigs and leaves and wood and debris and trash that was in the sewer.
Hobo parts
that was in the sewer. So then we went back to the guy who'd thrown the lighter in the fire, and it had exploded.
And he was like, ah!
He was laughing his ass off, and his face was blackened and his hair was blown back.
No way.
Like a cartoon character. It was the only time I've ever seen that in my life. He was laughing really hard. And of the two guys that I did that with, one of them went to prison for a while, and the other one is dead. So that's the thing that happened.
You were bullshitting me about that's the only time you were injured by metal. You fucking cut your arm wide open in my backyard with my machete because you couldn't leave well enough alone and be like, look what I can do. And started doing like ninja moves or fucking whatever. You do a double backflip, sow cow, John Woo move, and all of a sudden your arm's bleeding all over my dad. And he's like, well, I guess we gotta super glue it.
Yep, and we did, and it worked, and now I have a scar there, which is pretty badass.
And now every time you're near a machete, it hurts.
That scar is not badass. You can't claim that.
It's ass bad.
No, that was the only time. The time in the sewer was the only time I'd ever been cut by old rusty metal.
Oh, okay.
This was like the machete was like a purpose-built tool.
It
was made to cut your arm.
Yeah.
That's why we had it. We brought it in the house like, B-Rai will cut himself on this, and it'll be hilarious.
Yeah.
In B-Rai's defense, I guess, the machete was this like ridiculous machete that I bought when I was like in early college, and I had a sword wall, and I thought this is a good idea. And it's a double-sided machete. So it's like it doesn't have a blunt side that you can like safely handle the machete with outside of the handle itself.
Which is why I cut myself with it, because all of my blades tend to be single-edged, so I was just, muscle memory-wise, I was just used to that.
Yeah.
And I was flipping it around like I do all my own sharp things when I play with them.
B-Rai's only studied the way of the blade one way.
Yeah.
He doesn't know two-way.
I'm peak knife dad from Something Awful.
Oh, God. I never got around to reading that. Everybody said it was hysterical.
They're really funny, and there's a new one which I'll post in the Discord when I get home.
For the kind audience at home, B-Rai, what are you talking about?
So my favorite comedy website, which has been my favorite for, God, half my life now.
It's been my favorite for God.
Is somethingawful.com, and they have a lot of really fucking funny Photoshop contests and stuff from their forums, and they also have a front page like article that they do every other day, and it's just, the goofballs over there write wacky shit and just post it on their website.
Yeah.
And they have a series called the Knife Dad series, and it's these interviews between these, I guess they're email correspondent interviews between these guys who call themselves knife dads, and they're just like middle-aged, like Dale Gribble types, mall ninja sword having, they claim to have studied the way of the blade, but it's like, they have Kit Ray, Abomination, Rat Tail Tang, shitty swords that they play with in the yard.
God, I haven't heard the name Kit Ray in so long. I remember the Sword of Darkness. That was the Kit Ray that I knew.
Get you a Kit Ray abortion.
Whoa. That's what conservatives think abortions are.
Yeah.
I am a connoisseur of the blade, and I only get real swords. Thank you very much.
Yes, like your bat with nails in it.
I made that. I made the bat with nails in it, and I made a few other weapons over the years when I was a kid. But I was thinking about I don't remember why I was thinking about this, but I don't have a katana anymore because the one that I used to have I gave to Steven.
Jinkanichi?
No, that Jinkanichi is not a katana. It's a Burmese da. That is a Burmese type of sword.
Oh, I thought it was a Russian guy agreeing that someone's from Burma.
Da.
Burmese, da.
That was very good.
Thanks.
No, but I used to have a katana. Technically, it was an Iaito, but I gave it to Steven. But back when I first got that thing, I was 15. I was a massive weeb.
Mm-hmm. Like we all were.
And
like we are now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I thought, wow, I'm going to go outside and swing this around and be just like the anime. And then when I got it, and this is like a real, carbon steel, fully pegged handle katana that's like a weapon, not a wall-hanging piece of shit. And I was like, wow, this is a surprisingly hefty 3-foot straight razor, and I'm kind of terrified of it. And I'm much less inclined to swing this at full speed than I thought I would be, because this thing is, you could just tell how fucking dangerous it was. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. This really is for killing people.
All this reminds me of how I got rid of my sword wall.
I remember this.
So I had a sword wall all through college, and I was like, man, I tell you, there ain't no better way to get the ladies than a sword wall. I'll tell you that much.
Especially when it's right over the bed.
Which is where it was kept.
Yep. And so eventually I wised up I moved, and I'm like, you know what? I don't need this this massive cloud of pussy repellent in my fucking room. So I said, okay.
One of them was that Book of Eli sword. That was pretty sweet.
The Book of Eli sword.
Yeah, remember that movie Book of Eli, where it was like really cool. He was like a post-apocalyptic blind swordsman with a machete, and then it turned out the book he was guarding was the fucking Bible, and it was lame. But he had like a cool sword, and you had a machete replica of that.
Dude, oh my god, I did. I
It was one of them.
literally the only sword I remember on my wall was Mall Ninja Zabuza.
Oh yeah, well you
So-
gotta have the fucking Mall Ninja Zabuza sword.
It's like a rite of passage. So anyway, I'm like, you know what? The time has come. It's time to get rid of these things. And so like, I wrapped them up in a, like I fruit rolled up to them into a blanket that I wanted to throw away too. And then I was like, what do I do with these?
That's the conundrum I'm in right now, because I have too many swords and I'm going to be moving soon. And over the years,
Well, now
I'm
you'll
like,
finally have room to put them all up, and you don't have to worry about the effects of having a sword wall because you already are basically married. You are married.
yep, she saw all the weapons and still married me, so.
Exactly. Well, and so I was like, I guess I just need to throw them away. Or hold on a minute, I have an ingenious idea. And so I drove to our local D&D shop. I walked in and like there's like people playing Warhammer and shit and whatever. I walk up to the manager of the store and I go, so I got a trunk full of swords, which is what anyone should start a conversation with. That is a definite way to make people know you're not insane. And I'm like, I have a trunk full of swords, and I was just wondering, do you guys want swords? And they're like, what? Are you trying to sell us swords? We're like, no, I don't want them anymore, and I don't want to throw them away. Do you want swords? They're like, what? No. What? No.
They didn't want them?
No.
That astonishes me more than anything.
Yeah, nobody wanted the fucking swords. I thought, like, if there's any place in Northern Virginia that I could just walk up and fucking be like, you guys want swords for free? It would be this crowd. But you know what? Good on that shopkeep, because I'm sure if he took in a whole bundle of swords, there were tons of neckbeards who'd be ready and willing to stage a violent uprising within the hobby shop. So I'm glad that the guy had the forethought to be like, no.
Yeah.
And so I guess the biggest payoff of this story is that I went back to my car embarrassed that I was so stupid. And then I look over at the other side of the parking lot, and there's there's a Goodwill donation bin. Did you put swords in that? No. But there was this moment of like, oh. Could you imagine being the Goodwill guy coming over and there's like, you know, somebody's used barfed on baby stroller. There's like a bunch of like bullshit ripped up socks that you can't use and somebody just used it as a trash can. And then there's a fruit roll up blanket of swords. I kind of wish I left it there now. I would have made that person's day interesting.
Yeah.
I was about to say I would have made their day. No, I would have made their day interesting.
Yeah.
At the very least.
So did you end up just throwing them away?
Yeah, I ended up tossing them in the trash can. And then I guess the garbage men had to deal with the fruit roll-up of swords now.
Have we ever explained you guys' living situation in Richmond?
Oh, with the dog bed?
Yeah.
No, we have not. I don't believe we have.
Those are tough times.
So Taylor and his brother had a condo in Richmond near VCU.
Because we were blessed in those times.
Yeah. And at some point, B.R.I. came back to Virginia and was like, I need to live here so I can go to school. Can I live with you? And Taylor's like, well, we only got a two-bedroom condo, and myself and my brother are in there. We'll put a mattress in the living room. You can sleep on that.
Which was fine with me. I was like 21 years old.
Yep,
I didn't give a shit.
You just had a small mattress in the corner. We called it the dog bed.
And Steven threw up in it one time.
I remember that happening.
Much like a dog bed is supposed to be used.
Yep.
Well, the other thing that made it like a dog bed was like it was a really fucking old mattress, and so like it was kind of like sunken in the middle, and it's like B-Rai is gonna sue us for fucking up his spine.
Eh.
And yeah, that was B-Rai's hilarious. Oh man, that was my favorite part. You met Alyssa.
Yeah.
You met your wife, your beautiful wife, when in your dog bed phase.
Yes.
I remember.
You took her home to the dog bed.
Yeah.
I did.
You both slept on the dog bed, and she's like, I like this guy.
You said,
Yep.
"Come, my princess, to my royal chamber." And then it was like a night where I was being a homebody, which is every night, even to this day. And you were like, "I'm going to this rave with this cute girl I met in class." I'm like, "That's neat." And then a few hours later, I walk out of my room, and in stumble you both. And like, Lissa's wearing. She's wearing fishnet and a bra, and that's it. And jeans, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, I was not prepared for that kind of like highfalutin college type situation.
You just sort of walked out. You're like, shitter's clogged. You know, you're practically like.
Yeah, and in walks this beautiful lady, and I'm just like, "Oh, I made a stankums in the bathroom. You might want to take some time. Not going there quite yet. I don't know. I'm gonna go into my computer room with my swords and play Elder Scrolls Skyrim." that was my night, and you guys ruined it with your romance, with your budding beautiful romance. What a trip down Memorial Day.
Memory Lane.
Meme lane.
Oh dear Lord.
Yeah, that's the
These are
wacky
things
life.
that happened. This is the charmed life of a guy who lit fires in the sewer when he was a kid, and then slept on a dog bed and had a bunch of swords.
And if he could do it, you could do it. You can find love, ladies and gentlemen. You just got to know where to look. Mm-hmm. And apparently,
find someone that loves your dog bed and your awful swords.
Yeah.
And the fact that you wear gym shorts as underpants.
Yes. I am doing that right now.
That always gets me. I'm sorry, like we're unloading a bunch of your dirty laundry today, B-Rai.
I don't care.
This is embarrassed B-Rai the episode.
I'm not ashamed about the fact that I wear gym shorts as underpants. I have several pairs of them, and I rotate them as one should, but they're comfortable.
Actually, reminds me, I need to like buy some underpants. All of mine have fucking Swiss cheese holes blown out of them from all the different geysers that are erupt from my person. I'm like Io, the moon of Jupiter. I'm just blasting every corner of me, just methane going out in plumes. It's amazing.
When I was a young teenager, fraught with undiagnosed depression and gender dysphoria, I didn't really care about my appearance or my clothes at all. Mm-hmm. So I had quite a few things that just had holes in them, and I didn't give a shit. I had a couple pairs of boxers that had holes in like the crotch, like where the legs connect. And there's a picture of me probably like 13, 14 at Christmas.
Oh no!
Where like we're like opening up gifts, and my mom took pictures.
Oh no!
And one of my nuts is just hanging out of the hole.
You hung one out for fun.
I hung one out for fun.
Yes. She got the pictures back because my parents were very slow to adopt any like new stuff, so she had to actually have them developed. Mm-hmm. And she got that back and looked at them like, "Whoa!" That's what's getting a censor sticker.
Put like a fucking Animal Crossing sticker on it. There's Ribbot.
She had shiny star stickers.
Oh, okay. Shining star on your crotch.
And that's how she censored pictures in the photo album.
Little star stickers.
She had stickers of the Brazzers logo.
No! Ew!
Marvelous.
Imagining someone as sweet and innocent as your mom.
Putting Brazzer shit on
the
things.
funniest idea is because your mom was a sweet and innocent person, like the idea that she bought them and didn't know that that's what they were is funnier than...
I just think it's a neat name. Brazzers. Brazzers sounds like a candy that would have been popular in the 90s.
It really does. It absolutely does.
Like,
It's like a blue raspberry sour candy.
Yeah.
Putting that fucking bee on anything kills me.
The meme bee?
Yeah.
Okay, because there's lots of bees. There's bees flying out the window right now.
Yeah.
Bees!
I'm just envisioning two preteens in neon colors are sitting on this, on the curb, and they're like, "Man, today's so lame." And the lame comes up like in big letters, and it's like, "Row, row," and the camera like zooms in and out, and they're like, "Oh," and the camera goes black and white, and then just all of a sudden like, and you hear a skateboard, and they go, "Huh?" And then over a fucking ramp. Over the ramp comes the Brazzer Razzer. The Brazzer Razzer is a raspberry, like Fruit of the Loom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those, but
yeah.
the face in it is like blue with sunglasses on.
No, the face of it. They also love their extreme animals. So the face of it is a moray eel.
That's horrifying.
But like with a Fruit of the Loom blue raspberry body, and he's got all of the proper equipment. So he's got the helmet, he's got the elbow pads.
Of course.
And the helmet doesn't cover the moray eel head; it covers the entire top of the raspberry.
Yeah.
So it's like 4 feet across.
And so like, and they're like, "Whoa!" And then he's just like, "Wow!" And they're like, "Whoa!" And he goes, and like does like an ollie and shit. And he pulls up and he's like, "What's fucking cucks? Get some fucking Brazzers!" And they're like, "It's the Brazzer Razzer!" And the Brazzers, they're like gushers, except they're shaped like, what's an extreme thing? They're shaped like ninja stars. They're shaped like ninja stars. And the kids are like, "Whoa!" They're like, and they like, one of them eats it, and then he sticks out his tongue. It's like, "Whoa, your tongue's blue!" And the guy's like, "Whoa, your blood's blue!" And he's like, "Fucking what?" And he's got blood coming out of both nostrils. And he's like, guys, this is getting pretty serious." And the Brazzer Razzer shows up. And he's just like, "Whoa, you guys are looking pretty fucking extreme. That's why I brought my good friend, Macho Man Randy Savage." And then Fred Savage shows up. He's like, "Guys, please help this Brand. He won't leave me alone. That's a real eelhead." And it's like, "Brazzers!"
Contact your doctor if blue blood symptoms persist.
Side effects may include face of a moray eel.
And that's my 1990s Brazzers commercial. What do you think?
That's pretty good.
I'd buy it.
If the name, of course, the glaring problem here is that the name is already copywritten. So the whole idea kind of goes out the window.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. We'll market it in Britain where they inexplicably replace Z's with S's over there.
Brassers?
Yes, Brassers.
Okay.
But they'll pronounce it Brazzers.
Okay.
Just like rationalization.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do that.
Yep. So you're gonna have that, and then they could, you know what? We could put it up. Advertisements for it can play at like aluminium shops or petrol stations.
Yeah, I think that from now on, instead of us trying to get advertising money from people,
we should start pitching advertising to people.
Well, we should do that, but we should also start mentioning products that do not pay us, and then have them pay us to not mention them anymore.
So we're ransoming brands?
Yes. Redacted.
Calls us up immediately, be like, "Never mention this name. Never say our brand. We will pay you.
We will give you $20 if you never say redacted again."
Oh, hey, that's $20 in the bank. Yeah. Well, luckily Brazzers the Brazzer Razzer doesn't exist, so we can quote him. He could be our unofficial mascot.
Yeah. The Brazzer Razzer.
Wow.
Frankenstein control.
Fucking extreme.
What's up, Joshes? You want some fruit-filled ninja stars in your mouth?
Here they come, like it or not. Warning, Brazzers are made out of real metal. Just a smash cut to like a smash in zoom in cut to the neon dressed kid who's just like chewing on a fucking metal star and blue blood is coming out of his mouth.
Open your mouth and swallow for Brazzers.
Oh God.
That's our tagline. That's what we'll go for.
I like it. I mean, it's what you're going to do anyway.
Yeah.
It's a food product. You do exactly that.
Yeah. Who would spit it out? You swallow it. It's good.
Oh God.
My God, how have I never thought of this before? All food you could say that about. Oh.
Please don't.
Open your mouth and swallow. Absolute madness. I can't believe it. I've all food is pornographic. We're gonna get banned from the local library.
Yeah, I'm gonna post some more KFC Rule 34.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Put up that Colonel Sanders again. There he is. He's beautiful.
That's implying I did it last week.
Do
I guess
it.
I have to now.
Unless you want to edit this out too.
No.
Are we being too transparent to the folks at home? Well, we're definitely being too manic, I assume. Yeah.
Sometimes
but
it works for us.
I like being wacky wild. It's a good time.
I'd be transparent if I ever had a kid.
Just like that show with the Jeffrey Tambor, and then he got canceled because he was mean or something.
That,
What?
and it's kind of fucked up to have cis men playing trans women
Yeah.
and your media thing.
Yeah.
So
Don't do it.
Scarlett Johansson effect.
That's true.
Scarlett Johansson effect.
Yeah, where she keeps being hired in roles to play like demographics that she's not.
Oh, I thought you meant like
Because there was
Scarlett Johansson was trans. I was like, what?
there was a movie that got canned because of public outrage where she was going to play a trans man. And, the whole Ghost in the Shell debacle. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, that movie's not even. The movie's just bad.
Of course it
It's
is.
got some cool moments, but we saw it in theaters, and I was just really disappointed.
I could have told you that.
I thought it was mostly just like that project. I think. First off,
It was unnecessary.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. It's not necessary because it was like Ghost in the Shell has been such a staple in the modern way that creators have been producing and visualizing things ever since it came out. Because like when it first came out, nobody's seen shit like that before. It was awesome, and then it sort of became like this sci-fi staple of aesthetics. And now, when they present it now, it's just everybody's seen it in a million other things now.
Yeah, it's not original anymore because it did it. It already has been done because it did it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then everyone else did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we ran out of fuel.
Put some Brazzer in your mouth. Whoa!
I put Brazzers in my mouth to fuel my day.
To feel you're gay?
To fuel my day. And to feel my gay. This just in, Brazzers make you gay.
Oh, no. Was there a knock at our door?
No, that's probably just me being insane.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I probably knocked something. Or it's just our equivalent of the stomp goblins, which I assume is just a child with a plastic hammer that just does that.
The stomp goblin upstairs.
Yeah.
He has
just
to
like bonk, 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 and then nothing else.
I think he has a real hammer.
Yeah.
And I think he has hooves for feet.
True.
And I think he just sequentially climbs all the furniture and the place and then jumps off of it and then slams.
It's always in a rhythm, though. Mm-hmm. It's never like dun 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 or dun dun dun. It's just always dun 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 dun. Mm-hmm. And then like nothing.
It's maddening.
It doesn't even bother me. It just baffles me.
And it wakes me up on mornings when I could be sleeping in.
Like that time you lost your phone.
Like that time I lost my phone, and I just hey, that won't be a problem for me soon because we're gonna be moving.
Yep.
And I ain't gonna be no more Stomp Dracula.
B. Ryan is rich man golden pants. Gonna buy himself a hoose.
Yep, going tentatively. I'm hoping. I don't want to jinx anything, but Lisa and I are buying a house, so it's pretty
You
sweet.
just jinxed it.
Fuck.
It's not gonna get jinxed until this episode comes out, and by the time this one comes out, a week from now, you might have already bought it.
We might have finalized the agreements and be farther along in the contract, past the point of no return. Moving sucks, and I'm not looking forward to that. But
We won't help.
no.
Nobody helped us. So we're not helping
Yeah,
anyone
you're
else.
fucked, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
We're gonna have to move in like the middle of the week anyway, so it's not like
Oh, well, if that's the case, I might be able to help you on like Wednesday.
Okay,
Let's all just make plans on air, and you guys all listen to it.
sure.
I mean,
that's a good way to run a show.
I mean, I was just about to say that I can hear when my upstairs neighbor showers.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I know when you're naked.
I know when to turn the secret cameras on.
Oh no!
I try to drill a hole in the ceiling and just like fucking water and shit. And you just hear a person like, whoa, what the fuck? And I just look through the hole and go, whoa! And shove blue raspberry juice up through the hole.
And like, whoa, I'd like to put that in my mouth and swallow it.
And that's when the Razzer blueberry enema was invented.
Oh no!
Just sit down.
My sour blueberry butthole.
You could barely even say that.
The source of all Brazzer candy comes from my anus. I'm a genetic abomination of a moray eel
And a raspberry.
and a blue raspberry crossed with someone that just always shits. They genetically added IBS to my DNA.
It's like that cat, that weird kind of ocelot that like shits nice coffee. Civet.
Also known as the ghost cat. That happens in B-Stars, and it's so just fucking weird that this cat is like, hey guys, y'all want to drink coffee made out of my shit? And they're like, hell yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, but I'm still dismayed.
Dismay. In theaters.
This is over now.
No, it's not. It's
The
never
episode is over.
No, we can talk about a wonderful thing.
I keep forgetting that the Brazzer has a moray eel face.
Oh, you'll remember once the thumbnail's out.
You won't forget now. I'll kiss you with my moray lips.
Nope. They don't have lips.
They have gaping maws. I was watching a lot of undersea documentaries today. That's how the sausage is made, folks. I think moray eels are cute.
They are kind of cute.
They are.
I think they're cute in how like they look like horrid little alien goblins. Like if aliens also have fantasy novels, that's what their goblins would look like.
Yeah.
They look like if somebody turned a wolf into a fish.
A wolfish.
And then turn it into rubber.
Yeah.
A rubber wolf into a fish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that I could find that on Fur Affinity.
Well, no, you just summarized the next arc in One Piece.
Yeah.
I can't wait. This shit's gonna be lit. One Piece, check it out. Read it online at www.brazzers.net.
All 100,000 episodes.
Yo! Gotta go! We gotta go.
We gotta go. We gotta go. Everyone run!
Oh, I'm making raspberry.
Now even you know I am a menace. I hand you the secrets to save the entire human race and the entire universe.